Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce to you the Fabulous Mercers. They are recording artists. They have done it all, really. Television, motion pictures. They've opened for great acts in Vegas, and they're from the same family, and they're still speaking. So it's kind of amazing watching them outside. They have a lot of fun together. And I want you to say hello to Bud.
Howdy.
And Bud's son is Russ.
Hello.
And this is Bud's brother, Jim. And Jim's son, Brad.
It's nice to meet you guys. It really is. It's a pleasure.
I did that right, yes?
You did that right.
Very good. How are you guys?
right? Yeah.
It's
Oh,
wonderful to have you here. We are going to actually, we're going to talk for a little bit, and then we're going to have their music, their fabulous music. And it's the first time that our Valley View show has had live entertainment.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
This is live.
This is
This is live.
How is it working together?
Pretty bad.
Hey, wait a minute. This is actually the first time that we have all four worked together for any length of time on this special project with the album, isn't
That's
it?
right.
And
Yes.
Brad and I have worked in separate bands together.
I
And,
see.
It's good to see you again, man.
Yeah,
It
that's
really is.
great.
It's been a long time.
And then, of course, the album is the Fabulous Mercers,
That's
Banjo
right.
Bound.
Yes.
And Bud and
Yeah.
Jim, the two of you, appear in the Follies, fourth
Palm
year.
Springs Follies, yeah.
Yeah, the Fabulous Palm Springs Follies, yes. This is our fourth year, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And you're enjoying that?
Oh, we're having
Very
a
much.
ball, yeah.
Well-
I might add there that we've been in the same show together, in the same act together for 65 years.
Boy, oh boy.
A lot of years.
That's a whole bunch.
Oh, well, once in a while a war would come along, we'd have to separate,
Yes.
you know, and do that sort of thing. But otherwise, yeah, we've been together. It's murder.
Well, are you real excited about your new album?
Oh, are we?
Yes. Very
Yes.
Yes,
excited.
indeed.
I listened to, you were kind enough to send me a copy, and I listened to it driving into Los Angeles. And I mean, I was having a real good time.
You called me a long distance from the freeway. I remember talking about it. You know, the real funny thing about it is that this whole thing came about like maybe 4 years ago. I called Russ from Atlanta, saying, "Well, we got to do a banjo album." And he says, "Yeah, okay, sure." And then of course, it never really happened because he was with a band. I was with a band, and also I was
Right.
doing radio at the time, and the Mercer brothers were on the road. And then I came out to California, and we were having breakfast, and I said, "You know, we need to do a banjo album. We really do." And they looked at me and said, "Yeah, oh, okay, sure." There he is going off one of his tangents again. And I said, "We're going to do it this time." And what was it? 3 weeks later, we were in the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the banjos are late in life for Bud and I. We started out as dancers, gophers. And
Okay.
we were in our 50s before we ever picked up a banjo.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what we did. We made the boys take the banjo because they were going to be guitar players. And we said there's going to be 1,000 or maybe 1,000,000 guitar players. Play the banjo too and you might be able to work. So they were 12 years old. So we made them play the banjos. So they did, and it got them jobs. However, when our legs began to, you know, kind of give out a little bit, we thought, what are we going to do? So, well, let's sit down and learn the banjos. So we were in our
Isn't that
50s when we
great?
learned the banjos.
Well, tell me, are there any Mercer women? I mean,
I hope not.
do you have one on the album, right?
Well, actually, all of them were on the album.
Oh.
My mother and my wife and my sister. We couldn't
No, that's
find...
my daughter.
No, that's right. It is your daughter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's his
Yeah.
daughter.
That's your cousin.
Yes,
Yes, my
And that's
cousin.
your niece.
His
Right,
niece.
my niece.
We just decided to make it a family project, and they all sing, and it was just really wonderful. It all just came together. It was one of those things that
Yeah.
there was no pressure. And a lot of times when you're in a studio and you're doing, I've done a lot of studio work, and the pressure is intense sometimes because when
You
you're
work in tents? Not in a building? You mean like an Indian?
no,
What are you talking about, son?
intense, you know, fired up.
Explain it to
Yeah.
me.
This is my
Yeah.
dad.
I bet dinners were really
I have to
great
live with
fun.
this. I have to live with this. But no, it was wonderful. It just all felt peace and love. You know?
Well, you know that we've been so excited to have you come, and you brought your instruments.
We sure did.
I mean, you are
yes.
prepared.
I brought mine. Did you bring
Oh,
your
yeah.
banjo?
Banjo?
Banjo.
No, I got my whatchamacallit here.
Oh, you got the harp?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Oh, yeah, but
it's got-
Good.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
I like that.
I like that a lot. Why'd you stop?
Well, I ran out of breath.
Oh, okay.
It's a breathy.
All
was in the
right.
wrong
So now,
key.
is there anything that that we should know that's coming up that, or we're gonna put the number up for?
Well, what
the,
we're doing now, we're gonna release the album. We signed a deal in Nashville, and it's a distribution deal, and it'll be released very soon. But until then, we've also telemarketed our product, and you're able to buy it in advance before it hits the stores and before it gets out there. And we have a 1-800 number,
Terrific.
which is 1-800-38-BANJO. If you care to buy a,
How
one
creative.
right up
What
front.
was that again? What? I didn't know.
1-800-38-BANJO.
When did you get that?
You didn't know about that?
I didn't know about
You didn't?
No, I better
didn't-
write that down.
I think
What
you
is
should.
it?
It's 1-800.
1-800, wait a minute.
Write it down.
Okay.
38. BANJO.
Banjo backwards.
Okay, listen, it's so fabulous to have these wonderful, wonderful artists with us. We're going to come right back
We are?
and hear the music of the Fabulous Mercers Banjo Bound. Stay with us.
heave, heave, heave.